Okay, you guys, we are halfway through Plastic Free July. I am so excited that you've been here with me for the beginning of the month and that you are taking these steps, learning hopefully and applying some of these shifts in your day-to-day life so that you can start to live a more sustainable and plastic-free experience. How beautiful. So on today's video, I want to just share some different resources and tools, some really powerful and helpful people that could be supportive for you in the journey to continue you throughout the rest of the month, but hopefully, ideally, throughout the rest of your life, so that you can continue to make these small changes where you can, because every little bit adds up. Hey, welcome back. My name is Cara Michelle and I'm here to help you live your truth. And on today's video, I want to firstly, let's start by bringing back our why. So on the very first video of Plastic Free July, I asked you to get clear on your why. Like, why does this matter to you? Why do you care about the planet? Or why do you care about your health? Because those two go hand in hand. Why are you interested in cutting back on plastics? Why is this important to you to stick to it? So as I've said before, this isn't about being perfect and expecting perfection. This isn't about beating yourself up if you do not go 110% plastic free throughout the month of July, but it is just about constantly creating this new awareness in your mindset, in the way you see the world, being able to observe, and next time you're out shopping, see the plastics and go, oh, that's like, if I'm purchasing these things, that's a lot of single-use plastic. Maybe you really, really need it, so maybe your mind is going to go like, okay, well, what could I use that for after? Like I've mentioned with different plastic containers, that, spray bottles or things that I've purchased for one thing, and once it's done, I repurpose it and I use it for something else, so that it's not just a single use, one and done. So reflect on your why for a second, and please, I invite you to comment it down below and share with me and share with everyone else why you're doing this and why you're going to continue to show up, to take these steps, to make these changes. And let me know any of your thoughts or breakthroughs or struggles even that you've been having so far this month, and that way I can either film a video about it for you or just get back to you and answer in the comments. Now, with this, it can be really difficult when not only are we in a society that's surrounded by plastic, but if you're surrounded by people who don't really understand it and maybe aren't as open to this sort of thing, then that can make it difficult as well. And so I know for myself, when I did my first Plastic Free July, because I was just eating fruits and vegetables, it was fairly easy to not be purchasing any new plastics. But when I was like in public or out with friends or with extended family and stuff, and they were all shopping, and like if we were doing a dinner together and I see like all the plastic bags or all of this stuff, it was really kind of hard for me to not say something. But like I'm not a pushy person, so I didn't necessarily say things, but I just kind of felt it, and it was hard for me. Once you have that awareness, it's hard for you to unsee it. And that's why I mentioned the grocery stores. Once you've walked into a grocery store and had those like plastic lenses off and you actually see the world for what it is, instead of just like, oh, this is a normal store and I'm just gonna shop, when you actually see it and look at like, oh my gosh, look at all of this trash. Like, that's literally what it is. This is all just plastic garbage. This is all plastic pollution. And you're like, wow, that is a lot of garbage. I know for me, it was really overwhelming, and it was hard then to not say anything or to see it at family and friends, and to not kind of immediately have my brain go like, oh my gosh, that's just gonna end up in a landfill, or oh, I don't know if that's gonna be recycled, and it could make me really uncomfortable. So something that I just wanted to share with that is, just remembering that what you're doing, every little bit adds up. So even if you're not perfect, don't beat yourself up. You're still making a difference. And if you're able to educate other people, if you're able to share, like, hey, and it can always be from a place of love and compassion. And I think that's the best way to be an activist and to share this with people. It's not to judge them, because as human nature, we immediately get our backs up if we're being judged. So this is not about judging other people, but seeing how you can educate them in a compassionate way and just say, oh, you know, like, I used to get that too, but I started to realize how much plastic was in that, or I started to realize that there's a lot of chemicals in that that are leaching out, right? I started to see that, you know, there's actually a really cool alternative, and instead of getting my cheap plastic toothbrush, I have these bamboo recyclable ones, or I bring my little cutlery kit with me where I go, or I have my own to-go mug. You know, like, you're able to educate and share and provide some alternatives for people from a place of love, so that they can maybe open their eyes a little bit more and see things differently too. So I wanted to just kind of preface that. And now I want to share just a few resources, different accounts you could follow, people to check out and see if they can help you in your plastic-free journey, in your sustainability journey, and just continue you on this path. So one of the first ones too, before I get into like accounts, is this is a really great book, and I forget where I got it from. I think I got it, you know what, I got it, that's where it was, when I was living and working at an elephant sanctuary in Sri Lanka. There was a little book library, you know, you could exchange, take books, leave books, and a friend of mine, beautiful friend of mine, had this book, and she had left it there, and I brought it home with me. So The World Without Us by Alan Wiseman. I don't know if I pronounced his name right. So this is a really, really cool read if you're into that kind of stuff. It's basically looking at, like, which is maybe weird timing with the global pandemic and everything, but I mean, I don't believe the world is ending here. This is just a shift. This is just like a blip in the matrix right now. But this book is really looking at, if human beings were all of a sudden extinct, like if they were wiped off the planet tomorrow, what would happen to this world we've created? You know, what would happen to all of these buildings and skyscrapers and the foundation of this society that we live in? And how long, from a scientific standpoint, would things start happening? You know, like how, and it's fascinating. It's actually really quite quick. You know, it's really quick how fast things would start growing up through the cement. You know, the trees, the grasses, the bushes would overgrow and start moving into more more city areas. It's fascinating how quickly, like, the wildlife, the deer, the foxes, all the cute little animals would start to move back into their natural habitat. And so from an environmental standpoint, it's really, really helpful and interesting to check it out and just reconnect to looking at the impact we're making. Because I think as human beings, our minds, you know, we're an incredible species. I'm not trying to take anything away from us. We human beings have the potential and ability to do amazing things on this planet, and some amazing things have been done. But I think we also get caught in our egos and think that we are above everyone and everything else. You know, we think that we're so special and amazing, and we don't often take a look at the areas that we've created a lot of damage and a lot of negative impact. And so this book helps us to really see, like, yeah, we think we're so great because we've built up these cities and these skyscrapers and all these big things, but, you know, what is the impact that has on the planet? And what about the carbon? What about all of these outputs that we're not accounting for, that are leading to climate change, that are contributing to the garbage patches in the ocean? You know, all these things that are adding up that we've kind of turned a blind eye to in general. And there is no planet B. You know, we're piling up all these things in the landfills, we're using plastic products like there's no tomorrow, and like they actually get recycled, when in fact, what did I say the other day, like almost 75% of them actually don't end up recycled. That's a lot of plastic products when you think about the billions of people on the planet. And so this book just helps you get a good glimpse and a good look into a little bit more about how we have created this impact in our world. So as well as that, I wanted to mention some really great accounts. Obviously, there is an account called Plastic Free July. So you're here doing Plastic Free July. There is an Instagram and Facebook account. I believe they're on YouTube as well. So they're a great resource to check out. Plastic Free Mermaid, she is one of my favorites. And actually, she is the one who has taught me a lot about these different products that I make and share, as well as these different reusable products I've been sharing throughout the month so far. And she's actually like has her background in sciences, and really just started to see how much plastic there was in the ocean when she was doing her studies, and it inspired her to go totally plastic free. And so she always shares different hacks, different things for people. So she is like a true inspiration for me, and maybe she will be for you as well, so you could check her out. Stevie, and her account is like Stevie Yay. She is really amazing at plastic free, being more sustainable, you know, zero waste where she can, and I don't know, just really good positive vibes. So I love her as well and what she's doing for the environment. There's a company called Lonely Whale. If anyone loved the TV show Entourage as much as I do, that was one of my brother's favorite shows. So I watched it after he passed away, and I was like, this is a really good show. I love it. So Adrian Grenier, the main actor in Entourage, is one of the founders of Lonely Whale, and he started to see how much these plastic pollutions were adding up. So he started this company, and they've actually done so much with getting straws banned in different states across America, so that, you know, people stop sucking. That was the movement, and it's really cool to see that impact playing out. Who else? The other one is Plastic Bank, and I don't know necessarily that there's a way for some people you could get involved with them. And I actually had contacted them when I was living in Sri Lanka on the beach, because there was a lot of plastic. So every day I personally was like cleaning up plastic when I was down at the beach, because it just like hurt my heart. So I wasn't gonna just walk by and ignore it. But I contacted them because what they do is really, really cool, and they're set up in a few different countries, and they actually employ people to clean up the plastics, to collect the plastics and bring it to the center that they've built. And then in exchange for that, they're either getting paid, they're either getting cell phone credit for data, they're getting food, water supplies, you know, so it's almost like an exchange too. So they're helping to provide income, food, water, cell phones, some of the basic necessities. Also like charging stations, because electricity can be expensive in a lot of these countries. So they provide like credits so that, you know, you work for an hour, say you're collecting all this plastic and you're bringing it in, maybe that exchanges for like so much electricity at their charging station or something like that. They've got this really cool way to employ those in need of jobs, and a lot of people in these third world countries that are impoverished and looking for jobs, it gives them a job, it gives them a purpose, it helps the planet, and they're getting this exchange, and they're getting their own things and their own needs covered afterwards. So Plastic Bank is really, really cool. So definitely check out some of these. I would highly recommend going on Instagram. Is such a great place for connecting with other people and looking for different accounts, just searching plastic free, searching zero waste, searching sustainable living, and just get some different ideas, because as I've been showing you, a lot of these switches are really, really simple, and it just takes you realizing like, oh, I'm using a lot of plastic here in this product, so what's a better alternative? You know, what could I switch out? What could I change to? And so I really hope that by checking out some of those accounts, it helps inspire you and keep you on track as well, and keep you open to making these changes, to taking a different lens and a different look at the world around you, and continuing to do your part. So we'll end this video there. Make sure you enter the Healthy Planet giveaway. Comment, "I'm creating a healthy planet," down below to get 1 entry. Screenshot, tag Real Kara Michelle and Healthy Planet on Instagram to get 5 bonus entries. At the end of the month, I'm going to be drawing 2 winners from these entries. You can go back. We are halfway through, so if you're just catching up here, just showing up, go back, comment on all the other videos, because every single comment is a new entry. So you can backtrack and get yourself caught up and enter some more times. And then at the end of the month, I will announce the giveaway winners and ship off a special little plastic-free kit to you. So make sure you comment to enter that. And if you enjoyed this, please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe, turn on notifications. Please feel free, as I mentioned, to go back and check out the rest of these plastic-free July videos. And again, share your why, reconnect with your why. Take a look at what this has done for you in the past few weeks, what kind of shifts you've made, where it's educated you, where it's helped you see like, oh, I could do this and that would help. I could do that and that would help, right? Get really clear on what you're a part of here so that you continue to see the effort and the impact of your hard work and your dedication. So thank you for being here from the bottom of my heart. On behalf of the earth and the planet, thank you for doing this as well, and I'll see you tomorrow.